Joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Penn.
And welcome. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon out of Hollywood, California in the Sunset Gower Studios with UBN Universal Broadcasting Network. And every Thursday and Saturday on my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and everywhere on iHeartRadio. And this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no K-words at all. No Kardashian talk, because I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So I have products. I have shows and guests who emphasize that theme everywhere from, let's see, who do I want to do? If you've missed John Gray, Men Are From Mars, to Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, from Marianne from Gilligan's Island to Marianne Williamson, who is a fabulous global thought leader. I'm kind of a cross between PBS Entertainment Tonight and Hay House Radio. So any of those topics, any of those guests, please go to my YouTube channel, which is now over, thanks to you, over 98,000 views. So very, very grateful to you. I'm going to teach you a little something in Chinese that I've been doing at the start of the show. This hand is actually the fighting hand in balanced Tai Chi Gong or in martial arts, and you close the hand to show that you come in peace. You hold the peace and then put it by your heart, do a little acknowledgement and say xie xie, which is Mandarin for thank you, or my Chinese namaste. So that is your Chinese lesson for today, and I just wanted to do that because I want to say xie xie to all of you for supporting this show. All right, and as I do at the beginning of the show, to all my peace shout out to all my amazing New Balance Tai Chi Gong students at my Agape Beach party. I was there on Saturday at the I think it's a Santa Monica Park, I'm not sure, the beach park there, with the Agape Beach Party. And we had a blast, and it was just amazing doing some Tai Chi there. And in the middle of the opening doors form, Danny, my friend, saw dolphins in the distance. So it was truly a magical time. Thank you to Michelangelo for getting the awesome footage. And then a love shout out to my fabulous Love Burrito choir members. And we just had choir Sunday, and it was awesome. Peace shout out to my fabulous choir boss, Ricky Byers Beckwith, who is not just an amazing arranger, director, songwriter, singer. She's an incredible human being as well. So I wanted to give her some special love today. We rocked it for Choir Sunday, and there's a little picture of a little girl there who actually came up to me afterwards and said, I want your shoes. And she's 6 years old. So a little peace shout out to her. She's gorgeous. And let's see, where else? Oh, as I promised at the top of the show, I'm giving a bonus Asian Oprah giveaway today. Jazz Lovers, a package that is valued up to $800 in free passes to the Jazz Tracks Festival on Catalina Island. I get to cover that event this year in October. Just go to Dr. Marissa on Facebook and message me the show day that you'd like to go see Peter White, Mark Antoine, and even Gerald Albright. The first to respond to this will get a free pass. And now it is Marvin Gaye time of the month. No, Marvin Gaye is not here. Well, he might be here in spirit, but I have a guest today for my sexual healing series every last week of the month with Dr. Marissa, the new Asian Dr. Ruth. So just a little qualification here. If children are listening right now, please do wait for the podcast to listen, because we are going into a little bit of R-rated territory, because I'm determined to make pleasure a G-rated topic. And for those of you who are new, the reason why I do talk about orgasms in relationships and sex is because of the statistic that that came about in my research that up to 85% women actually fake orgasms for various reasons. And I thought, you know what? We have to start being able to talk about sex and pleasure openly to make it more comfortable. It's not a taboo. It's not dirty. It's a beautiful thing. And so every last week of the month, that's what we do. I also talk about it because of my own struggles and my own opportunities for healing in my own body image. That's why if you haven't joined it yet, I have a Feel Good and Look Good Naked group, a free group on Facebook. I am now happy to tell you that I feel good and I look good naked in the dark. So there is progress going on, but please do come and join that group, and we will release unnecessary weight together. And now let's get to today's sexual healing guest. Kiyomi is a Renaissance woman who's been an artist all of her life. After earning a BFA in art from Cal State Fullerton, she was exhibited in New York City, Los Angeles, England, and Italy. She has 22 years of graphic design experience and enjoys designing wearable art jewelry. Kiyomi is a certified Qigong instructor, my sister Qigong sister, and an Aero Touch body worker, massage with essential oils. She also offers energy therapy for her clients who need a little extra help on their healing journey. She's currently serving on a TV show called The Juice Bar, a sitcom in development that has a message of hope and healing. Kiyomi enjoys all forms of art and creativity, acting, dancing, traveling, camping, hiking, Qigong, yoga, movies, and teaching about health and wellness. Please welcome to the show, Kiyomi.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I could go up just a bit. I'm having on my monitor, please. Thank you. So, you've been on a little bit of a wild ride lately.
Yes.
And I am so glad that you're actually coming on the air, not only to look for some answers to orgasms, which we'll get to. But the very first reason why I wanted to have you on the air is because you have an opportunity to heal from breast cancer. And I know that this is something that is being, it's like on the rise in women. And so more and more women are looking for answers. And so I wanted to mine your mind in your own path and sort of walk through that. And also getting a little healing as you're sharing it, letting my listeners support you in a variety of ways. And we'll talk about that as well in your little fundraiser. But let's start with the breast cancer stats. 1 in 8 U.S. women, about 12%, will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of their lifetime. In 2017, an estimated 252,000 new cases of breast cancer are expected to be diagnosed in the U.S., along with 63,000 new cases of non-invasive in situ breast cancer. About 85% of breast cancers occur in women who have no family history of breast cancer. I was quite surprised to hear that. Those occur due to genetic mutations that happen as a result of the aging process and life in general, rather than inherited mutations. So the first thing is you're definitely not alone, and that's good news and bad news. And I'm grateful that you have, as you say, come out of the cancer closet to actually talk about it. So take me back to where you were, how you heard, and your reactions to it.
Well, I practiced Tantra and Qigong, obviously, and I was doing tantric breast massage for health, and I found the lump in around Thanksgiving of 2014, and immediately I thought, okay, I've got to go get a mammogram, but I couldn't be seen until January of the following year.
Because of insurance?
Correct.
No. Okay.
Correct. And also scheduling and
Okay.
holidays, right,
Okay.
around that time.
All right.
So I decided to, okay, I don't know what it is, so I'm just going to eat healthier. And I cut out meat, cut out some dairy, I cut out some sugar. And then when I got my mammogram, I received a positive, from the mammogram showed evidence that they had to do a biopsy.
Okay.
And so I did that.
And how long ago was this?
That was around February of 2015.
Okay.
And then I got my diagnosis in March.
Okay.
Which was that was a little bit stressful because I had called my doctor's office to get the results when they were due, and they said, "Oh, they're not in yet." And I kept calling, and they said, "Oh, you should be fine. You know, you would have known by now if you were positive."
Okay.
And then that was on a Monday, and then Friday of that same week, it sounded like the same lady said, "Oh, you have to come in because your results were positive." I'm
Okay.
like, "Are you kidding me?"
Okay.
So that's how it started.
Okay.
And,
Not a great start.
No. So
Okay.
I was starting to lose faith in my doctor in the office. And so I talked to the surgeon that's connected to the doctor's office, and he recommended, of course, he recommended double mastectomy, and I thought that was extreme.
Yep.
Because I believe at that time I was about stage 1 or stage 2.
Okay.
And I said, well, I've had so much experience with Qigong, and
Healing.
I've taken classes in reversing disease with food and, you know, new thought practice through Agape International. And I felt like, okay, I believe in my heart that I have to do this holistically.
Okay.
And I told him that, and he said, well, I can't, legally I can't say that that's going to work. So I, you know.
Right. And
Which
and
I
it's interesting, when I went
understand.
online to look at I said alternative treatments or the range of treatments for breast cancer, and almost everyone that came up were the traditional sites with the big sites, the cancer care, chemotherapy, hormone therapy, radiation therapy, surgery, targeted therapy. So I didn't see anyone actually compare or look at the statistics of holistic and traditional, which I thought was interesting.
But plenty of people are going
doing it
holistic,
now.
and there's so many people that have reversed cancer and through something simple and something
Right.
not very expensive.
Right,
so,
right.
So
I
there
actually
is that
had,
possibility.
yeah, I actually had a guest, Chris Wark, on
Oh,
who
yes, I know
fought. You know him, yeah. So colon cancer, stage 3, with a vegan diet. So my hope is, if you're out there looking for a great idea or a great being a beneficial presence on the planet, and you like research, please take on this challenge. Is there some way or some research center that can pool all of the holistic results and do testing the same way they do testing in traditional, so that we can get some momentum on this?
I think there are some
Starting that way?
maybe small businesses that are starting.
Okay.
I know that there's cannabis is a big deal right now,
Right.
especially in California. Since
Yeah.
it's legal if you have a recommendation.
Yeah.
I know some people that are doing their own tests, you know,
Right.
with their own clinical
Yeah,
trials.
yeah. There's got to be
prove
emerging, though. There's got to be
help.
emerging from the empirical side and the holistic
That'd
side.
be great.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? And if you've just tuned in and you're wondering why we're talking about cannabis, actually, we're not talking about cannabis. We're talking about breast cancer. And that's the topic, one of the half of the topic today in Sexual Healing with Dr. Marissa, the New Asian Dr. Ruth, on my advice, I'm not using it, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. And my guest today is Kiyomi. She is a energy healer herself, and she's explaining that she had a little bit of a shock in discovering her breast cancer. So you went looking at you decided on holistic, you were told by your doctor, not a good idea, but you decided in your heart this is what you,
Right.
and what have you been doing now?
So I started off actually detoxing. I eliminated meat, dairy, sugar, pretty much everything except fruits, vegetables, not even fruits, maybe just lemons and limes.
Okay.
No sugar
Okay.
in the fruit.
Okay.
And seeds and nuts. And so I detoxed for a while.
Uh-huh.
And you can imagine what that would do after almost 50 years of eating whatever you want.
Right, right.
Right?
Your
So
body's like, what?
It's very traumatic,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Detox. I understand what people go through when they have an
Yeah,
addiction.
yeah. Have you been back to take a look at the lumps?
Yeah, so I did have a few PET scans.
Okay, and?
Well, it was showing us growing slowly. So
Okay.
I thought every time I would see that it was growing slowly, I thought, okay, I'm going to change my protocol.
Right.
Or adjust it or
Uh-huh.
look for something else that I could try.
Yep.
So that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
So mostly food, a lot of supplements.
Okay. So for
Uh-huh.
those who are in this position right now, and I'm guaranteeing you there's more than one person who's listening who's just got a diagnosis or is going through traditional. What did you find out? I'm going to use you as my Google encyclopedia.
Sure.
So in deciding, so what is the upside to traditional and the downside to traditional?
You mean conventional?
Yeah, conventional.
Medical?
Yeah.
I would say if you have insurance, then it would probably cover most of it.
Okay.
So that's the upside, I guess,
Okay.
if you decide to go that
Right.
direction.
Right. I know chemo is the side effects, and sometimes they
Right.
say the quality of life, it's worse than the actual disease itself.
Yeah.
Double mastectomy, as you mentioned, would be an extreme where you completely remove breasts, which has an emotional toil. Did you look into any of these other hormone, radiation, therapy, in any of those?
I just knew it wasn't for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to go as I wanted to support the body as much as possible,
Okay.
and I believed that chemo would. I know that it not only it could kill the cancer, but it could also ruin your healthy cells, and I didn't want that. I didn't want to take that chance.
So the downside then of the holistic approach is your insurance is not going to cover it.
Correct.
Okay. That's a big downside. That's a
Yes.
big downside.
But I'm happy that I chose this path, even though it was very trying,
Yeah.
Emotionally and physically.
What do you say to people who come to you and say, but the lumps are growing. They're still growing slowly, but they're still growing. Don't you think it's time to try a conventional method?
Well, I believe everything that I've been doing is keeping it from growing faster
Okay.
and spreading. So
Okay.
that's how I feel.
Okay.
So I'm at that point where I know I need a little more aggressive holistic treatment.
Yep.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. And those aggressive, what are the options?
Well, I know ozone is part of it, stem cell, infrared heat and light, I believe hyperbaric chambers, so stuff like that.
Okay. And they also
vitamin
have
C.
success stories of people who have healed
Yes.
from those things. And then where did you go to look that up? Or is it?
Actually, the Truth About Cancer series, I don't know if you heard, you know about that, I think.
No,
Chris?
I don't.
No? Oh.
It's something I need to do some
It's
homework on.
It's a 9-part docu-series
Okay.
by Ty and Charlene Bollinger, and I saw that, and I started to gain hope because it talked about hundreds of ways to heal from cancer
Right.
that is not conventional.
Right.
And so I started to look into that, and I contacted them, and they led me to another lady, and that lady led me to someone else, and that led me to where I want to go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So for those of you who missed that, that was The Truth About Cancer, a 9-part series. Did you hear about that there is a cure to cancer, but the person who came out with that like years and years ago, he was assassinated? Did you hear
I've heard
about
that has happened to a lot of people,
Okay.
actually, or at least threatened. Or it's strange
That
to
because
me.
it's a $1 billion industry or something like that. And I'm all about balance. So the moose on the table is that made up? Is it true? Is it not true? And do your research. You go look, you go find out. Don't take
Right.
anything, as hearsay. Look it up for yourself. Again, I do believe that there's the movement in all of us to take more ownership of our health. I think the fact that we're struggling in the government right now with the whole healthcare issue, the good news out of that is that we're all taking much more ownership of our own health, which is great. And I think there is a balance. There is somewhere in the middle. And I'm
Right.
glad to hear that, you're still considering, right? And you're
Yes.
looking at different options.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of the reasons why I invited Kiyomi on and why she wanted to come on was to also promote. She's acting on her own behalf, and this is let's shift gears for a second. What is your what flavor of Asian are you?
Japanese.
Japanese, okay, because I can ask that. Because my flavor is a combo plate. No, I'm actually Chinese with a dash of Mongolian. I know you all thought I was Swedish, but I'm actually Chinese. You're Japanese, and I love that you said you came out of the cancer closet. One, because let me guess, is in our cultures. There's an actual saying in Japanese that is mirrored in Chinese, although we came first. That's another show. But the saying is, the nail that stands up is hammered down. Right? Have you heard that one?
No, but I understand what it means.
Yeah. So if you have a problem like cancer, you certainly don't talk about it anywhere, right? With friends, maybe with family, but that's it. Nothing outside. And you definitely don't ask for help. Right?
That's how I was raised.
That's how I was raised, right? No dirty laundry anywhere outside my room.
You might
Really?
be suffering inside, but you on the outside, you say, I'm okay.
Right. All right. I'm fine, right?
Yeah.
You know what fine stands for?
What's
Effed
that?
up, irrational, neurotic, and effed up, irrational, neurotic, and emotional. That's what
Okay.
fine stands for. Yes. Yes. So we look good on the outside, no matter what's going on
We
the
smile,
inside. Yes.
But we're crying on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when did that happen? When did you break out of the closet?
Well, I've been thinking about doing a fundraiser a couple years ago, but I got talked out of it from my friends, and then this year, or was it last year? I started getting some coaching from Suzanne Wang. I don't know if you know her. She spoke at Revelation for Agape last year.
Oh, okay.
At the dinner. But anyway, she's been coaching me. She acts and she coaches. And she encouraged me to get out of the cancer closet because she herself had stage 4 breast cancer, and she's Korean American, and so we had that, similar Asian
Right.
fine issue.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So we connected, and
Fine
then
issue.
we connected, and she was a catalyst, for me coming out.
Yeah.
And then I took a landmark class. I got gifted a landmark forum class, and I got rid of a lot of emotional baggage. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna do the fundraiser. I'm gonna come out and just everything at the same time.
Beautiful.
So here I am.
Beautiful. And what the fundraiser is on September 2nd,
Yes, the live
Labor
event.
Day weekend. So if you're not away, which unfortunately I will be away, but those of you can represent me and go on September the 2nd. And the event is, and I think I have a little poster
It's
that.
called Kiyomi's Vision Quest for Optimum Health. So
Yep. Beautiful.
And it's going to be in Santa Ana at the Robin's Nest Wine Bar and Bistro. And it's going to be from 5 to 10 p.m. I have a whole bunch of artists. I have some famous artists that donated to the art auction, such as Shepard Fairey, Alex Gray, Shag, and some friends of mine that are up and coming and just coming out. And
Beautiful.
being
And
famous
your own
themselves.
art. And
Yes,
your
of
own art.
course.
Kiyomi is an artist herself. You had a show in England.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Liverpool.
Yeah. Yeah. That, and then one more place. Was it
Italy.
Italy? Yeah. Where in
Milano.
Italy? In Milano.
Mhm.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
It's fun.
awesome.
But New York was actually my most favorite.
Was it?
Venue?
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
there, they love artists. The average person wants to buy art.
Right.
It's just a different
Not here.
mentality. It's different here on this side.
Not so
of
much
the
here. Not so
coast.
much here. But please do go on
Yes.
September 2nd. There's also a raffle
Yes.
for Disney collectibles that are not offered anywhere else.
Correct. I know some cast members that work for the live action studio, and so they donated some things, and we have Hopper tickets to Disneyland and California Adventure, and you know how expensive those are.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I even have we're raffling off a date with Philip Keane from Major Crimes, the TV show. So a lunch date with him and his co-star Kieran Giovanni.
Yeah.
So that's a unique one.
Yeah. So I want you just to stop for a second
Okay.
and take in, regardless of what happens at the event,
Okay.
the fact that you had people love you so much
Yeah.
to gift these things. Does that feel good?
It does. It makes me cry.
Good. I wanted that because I'm not a sadist. I really do love it when people cry on my show.
I knew I was
Not
going
because
to.
I wasn't.
I'm like,
I'm not.
"Where's
Barbara
the
Walters."
tissue?
Yeah, but you know why? It's because I see your heart, and I know that I've connected with your heart,
Thank you.
and I think that's absolutely beautiful. And I think that you are loving, loved, and lovable, and wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness, and that this is just a temporary thing. And actually, this thing, I mean, you wouldn't have known this,
I know.
right?
It's almost a blessing.
It is a blessing. It's
It
not
is.
almost a blessing.
Yeah, it is.
It is a blessing because that's what I learned, at Agape from my big brother, Reverend Dr.
Yeah.
Michael Bernard Beckwith, is when I was struggling with my painful past and not understanding how any parent could hurt their child, and that's how I grew up, and which is also kind of a little more common in Asian because they believed that discipline and the way to discipline was that was the only way to do it. Yeah, no. Tears. Oh, the other thing is tears are the disinfectant that keep your heart soft. So if you're crying with her, I want you to cry. I do not want you to stop. I want you to really just let it wash.
I actually learned to embrace crying.
Good.
Like it's a healing. I feel
Yes.
so much better after.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. So I'm going to ask you a question that
Okay.
in lieu that was asked of me, that in all of this that's happening to you, in all of this, what gift, quality, and ability is being birthed out of you exactly with the breast cancer, exactly with the things that have been happening around them, okay? Because you gave me in your pre-interview, you had a truck accident, totaled your truck. You had a long-term relationship end. You had the bad start at the doctor, okay? You have a number of things that were tragedies, okay? And I would like to offer that from this point forward, I want you to get your mind to focus on this question from this point on.
Sure.
What quality, gift, and ability developed as a direct result of all of this shift that's been happening?
Shift is a good word.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I noticed was I became more intuitive. I became more sensitive. I became a better healer, actually. I have healed, offered energy healings and aroma touch massage at Agape for the healing ministry.
And
I
that's
noticed,
the Asian Oprah giveaway, by the way, so stay tuned to find out how.
So I noticed while I was working there that, wow, I know more about this person, and I'm feeling like what they're going through. Sometimes I could tell if that person has cancer. Sometimes, like, I sensed someone had a lump in their breast, and I told her to look into it. I said, don't be scared, but, you know, go talk to a doctor and just see, you know.
And she did, and
she
there
was
was.
thankful because she said
She got it
was
early.
just a cyst, she said. And so, but she was thankful that I found that. Whoops.
Beautiful.
So I'm happy about that. I'm a better healer now. I'm
Okay, that's one.
more
Better healer, more intuitive, more sensitive, which is
More
tied to creative,
compassionate.
more compassionate,
more empathic.
more empathic.
I started to learn that I needed to learn to love myself and unconditionally and not rely on external validation.
Yes,
We were talking
very
about that.
good, very good.
Especially with another partner, because I think that I was struggling with that for the
Yeah,
last 3
yeah,
years.
absolutely. And then I'm going to add one more, and that is the ability to ask for help.
Yes.
No more shame.
Yes.
No more, you know, keep it hidden. No
Right.
more, you know, I need help. You don't have to, but I would love it. And geez, look what happened when you asked for help. I mean,
know.
like I
Amazing.
asked for help. I don't get Disney tickets for sure.
I have a wonderful set of friends.
There you go.
Over the years.
There
Yeah,
you go. There
so
you go. And
just
it's your
nice.
time. And
Yeah.
and I want to say, because and we'll put that moose on the table. Both of us are healers. I'm finally getting over the fact that I'm a reluctant healer, and I'm admitting that that's some of the work that I do. And that fear of we can't share our vulnerabilities
Right.
or where we're not okay, because then people won't see us as worthy or good enough to go to for their own healing.
Right.
And that's BS. That's a belief system that is keeping us from being even more magnificent in our 88% perfect, but 12% human, which keeps us, you know,
Right.
connected.
I'm
keeps
finding
us.
people appreciate authenticity,
Yes.
even if you're struggling. I think people kind of want to hear that.
Yeah,
Because they
yeah.
want to know, what can I do to help you?
Yeah.
If they're that type of person.
Yeah. The first
right?
time I remember admitting on the air something that I was like ashamed or embarrassed of was I had someone message and go, okay, now I really like you because you're human. You know, it's easier for me to connect with you. And then I've been like blabbing and like oversharing ever since, because I live my life out loud on the air. But yeah, so good for you. So I want you to remember that is also something that developed
Thank you
out
for
of
reminding me of
this.
that. Yes,
Yeah.
that's definitely
Yeah,
part
absolutely.
of the equation.
And I just got the sign from my fabulous station owner and gorgeous and my sound engineer today, Tony Zoid, reminding me that it is time to thank the sponsors that make this show possible. I am grateful. And if you would like to be a sponsor of this show about hope and happiness, please do contact me at the number 4balance.org. But we'll be back in 2 and 2. Remember, it's all about balance. Peace in and peace out. Do you live in Southern California? Want a great car wash with an instant discount? Want to save big on a car detail? Then mention Dr. Marissa at the Cypress Car Spa for up to $40 off of a professional detail package and any $4 off any wash. Cypress Car Wash is located at the corner of Valley View and Cerritos, 6000 Cerritos Avenue. So get ready to save. Mention Dr. Marissa at Cypress Car Spa and save today. So what are you doing this weekend? Come to Kiyomi's Vision Quest for Optimum Health, a live art auction and raffle event with pieces from renowned artists like Shepard Fairey and Alex Gray. Prizes include Disney Resorts tickets, private Disney collectibles, wine camp scholarship, and more, with all proceeds funding her breast cancer treatment. See you Saturday, September 2nd, 5 to 10, and details are at youcaring.com/Kiyomi Vision Quest. That's youcaring.com, KIYOMI Vision Quest. See you there. And we are back. You are tuned into my weekly talk radio show called Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa every Tuesday at naturally high noon here out of the Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California with Universal Broadcast Network. And every Thursday at 7, Saturday at 1 on my syndicated CNBC News Radio channel, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and everywhere, even in New Mexico on Progressive Talk AM live on iHeartRadio. So today it is Sexual Healing with Dr. Marissa. And as you know, I balance that topic out. We go from tantric sex and 11 kinds of orgasms to ridding the world of female genital mutilation. And last month, we also had sex trafficking. So we balance between the pleasure side and also the healing side. And today, we're on the healing side with my guest, Kiyomi, who is healing from breast cancer. And we just got the story of all that has entailed and a little bit of research and her choice and how it is a personal choice, and do the research and try to figure out what's best for you for breast cancer healing. The good news is there's a lot of options out there now. But I did want also, because she shared with me that she could use a little coaching for her own sexual healing. So again, if you have young children, please do listen to the podcast later, because we're going to talk about orgasms. Yes. And Kiyomi shared with me that orgasms are something that she has struggled with. I think that's the word that you used. And why don't you go ahead and say it so I'm not putting words in your mouth?
Well, I've never had an official orgasm.
Okay.
And I'm sexually active. I have desires. I have the energy going, and I practice tantra. Qigong helps too.
Yep.
But for some reason, it hasn't gotten to that
release, the top of the hill, the king of the the top of the hill releasing point.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to ask your head a couple questions first,
Sure.
and then I'll ask your heart some questions. Okay. So in your head, why do you think that is?
When I thought about it, the answer that came to me was I didn't feel 100% safe with my partner. Like I didn't feel unconditionally loved, and I didn't feel like he wouldn't leave me. So I think that, insecurity,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
got in
And
the way.
Interestingly enough, he did leave you.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little law of attraction we're going to deal with on this. Okay. So you didn't feel safe. Okay. So you have a voice in your head that says you're not safe. Is it connected with I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, I'm not attractive, I'm not good enough? Where is that? Or is it I'm not with the right person?
I'm not sure how to answer that.
Okay. So that's a head question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's move to the heart for a second. Gently close your eyes. I'm going to connect with you through breath, taking a deep breath in through the nose and release through the mouth. Releasing all the stories and the drama, and another deep breath in. Connecting with me through chi, eternal energy. Good. And now I'm going to ask your heart, dear Kiyomi's heart. Why not? Stay in your heart. Breathe into the heart.
Deserve came up.
Okay. And the next breath, gently come back to the room. Open your eyes. Beautiful. Okay. So worthiness is in there. Okay. So
And that's what the theme I've been working on for several years.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is I deserve the best is what I would like to
Yes.
live.
Yes. Yes. So was that message part of your upbringing?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're also carrying and you had wrote to me, you know this. So there's ancestral stuff going on too and all of that. But here's what I would like to offer. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, we could spend the next 10 years trying to figure this out. You got your head answer, you got your heart answer, and now in the words of a beautiful woman that I've been working on doing some heart opening with, Wendy Darling, is it doesn't matter.
The reason
It doesn't matter. The reason doesn't matter. You don't need to spend another 10 years trying to figure out why. You do need to let yourself release. Okay, so that's number one. So in order to help release, the easiest way that I know that I've been working on is getting out of the head. So you know how to do this. You meditate, and still in moving meditation, but the discipline is talking to yourself, I believe. So I have a voice, I have a critic, I have a brat. You know, my critic says, you know, well, you know, you really, you're not attractive. You know, you look great with clothes on, but you get naked and it's like false advertising. Like any guy's going to go, blah! Right? That's what my head's saying from my conditioning and from my not feeling good about my body. And I just have to talk to that voice that says, thank you very much, from my balance center self. I'm sorry you feel that way, but that's not the truth. The truth is you are beautiful inside and out. You're curvy. You're not going to look like you did when you were modeling. You're not going to look like you did when you were 16. And you're beautiful. and you, it's got nothing to do with worthy of that guy or that partner. It has everything to do with worthy for feeling pleasure.
Right.
Okay? So I want you to sort of capture this moment, take a breath, capture this moment. So the next time you've shared, you can get to 9.
Yes.
Okay. So you can get to 9, you can get to 10. It's just one more.
One more step.
One more step. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to earn here. There's nothing that you need to be concerned about being worthy about. It's just one more step.
Well, I have self-cultivated. You know, I do practice that.
Okay.
But I still haven't got to the.
Okay.
10.
So then there's another part, and I know this because I've done it too, where I start actually having an entity that says, I can remember exactly what it was like. It was right before I went to Brazil. And I was so proud of the fact that I had not been in a relationship for 4 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, and a day. And I was very proud of it. And I was like, well, I just haven't met the guy and I haven't met anybody that I want to be with, blah, blah, blah. So that entity that had not had sex or an orgasm or an intimate relationship for 4 years, 3 months, 2 weeks, and a day was this thing. Right? So you have a thing now, Kiyomi, that says, I've never had an orgasm. You have a walking
I see what you're saying.
thing that now has a life of its own. And it's way overrated. Mine was way overrated. And I'm grateful that I went on this trip and I was in the Amazon jungle and I was willing to let go of that entity. I was willing to say, you know, it's way overrated. Like, what is this getting for me? Nothing. And as soon as I released, this waiter came to my table. I was with I can't even remember. I was with Akili and I was with somebody else. And we were sitting there and I remember. And I had seen him earlier that day, and nothing. And I had made that decision, and I saw him, and it was like, do we have a new waiter? Like I completely saw, and it was a beautiful, you know,
He witnessed
interlude.
your opening.
He
Your
did.
flower opening.
Yes,
from
exactly.
within.
Literally,
Within.
literally. And so that's for you.
Okay.
But you gotta want to let that go.
I welcome.
Yeah,
that.
I
It's a
think
limiting
that
belief.
It
That's
is.
what you're saying.
It is a limiting belief, and it's attracting similar beliefs. So I'm a big law of attraction. All the beautiful things that have been happening to me in the last 2 years are a direct result of a very, very strict discipline around the law of attraction. I do not stay in a limiting belief or anything that doesn't feel good for longer than 16 seconds. Because if I do, it attracts another limiting, you know, it'll manifest in something limiting. I mean, it was so cool today. It was the first time, because the one place I still have an issue with my irritation, and that's driving. And when people cut me off or when people do stuff, I get pissed, and I'll like drive by and I'll look at them, and I'll do all that stuff. And today I was like, what? I'm really ready to it was amazing. There was bad traffic. Waze says there were bad traffic, but every time, because I started early on in my trip to let someone in. It's like, it's no big deal. I let him in, I swear to God, 18 times from the 405 to the 605 to the 105 to the 710 to the 10 to the 101 to this studio from Seal Beach. I had 18 perfectly. As soon as like I was coming up on something, they moved over. As soon as I wanted to, it was empty. And that is the law of attraction at work. And so if you can, to the best of your ability, after this show, okay, you have the stuff that's printed and you have the stuff that is part of your story, but if you can say it as part of your story without buying into it. So I instead of I've never had an orgasm, it is, I have 9 pleasure steps that I'm very cognizant of, and I feel great.
Okay.
That is the new BS, the belief system, the new focus. And so we don't even think about that 10th step. We just focus on, I'd like to go to 9 today. Who would I like to play with to get to the 9? Yes? So what makes you feel good? Let's go to step 1. Right here, right now, on the air. Step 1, what makes you feel good?
Massage.
Massage. I love the feeling of someone's hands on my body. Step 2, what do you love? See, I actually started with, I love when people hug me. That's my step 1. I can just get into that.
Me too.
In the step 1.
I
Okay,
love that heart-to-heart
heart to heart.
connection.
Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, hands on. Or actually, step 2, let's do, I love when there's a connection with people in the eye. That's 2. Step 3, I love when there's a twinkle in that and a little flirting. That's step 3. Step 4 is when I love the moving from my body to theirs, and there's that little bit of a spark. You getting hot? I'm getting a little hot. That's step 4. Are you getting hot? Tony, you getting hot? Chris, you getting hot?
They're sweating
Say,
over there.
yeah, there. That's 4. 5 is the purposeful touch. That little hand on the shoulder, the hand on the arm, the little squeeze. We're on 5. Number 6 is the touch on the face. Doesn't that feel good? The touch on the face.
That rarely
I just
happens
love
unless
it.
you're really close to somebody. usually.
Yeah. You want to go into the want to go into the face. That's 6. Number 7 is a little bit of a rub in the hair. I do love that rub in the hair. I love, Jerome is my stylist. I go and I'm like, do not book anyone for an extra 15 minutes because I just love, and he knows not to cut his fingernails. It's all about me, baby. 7. Okay, so that feeling, that glorious feeling of and then here's a little tip that I learned years ago in massage. I go in and meet the hands from within. So when someone's massaging me or just touching me or caressing me, I focus on what that feels like from the inside out. So that's 7. Number 8 is starting to move the hands all over the body. So just moving the hands all over. It could be your own hands. It could be somebody else's hands. So just all the way over. And then 9 is the touch in the erogenous zones, whatever they are for you. Mine are, never mind. So 9 is touching in your erogenous zones, okay? And then 10 is going deep. Literally going deep and exploring those that, and by that time you will, unless you stop yourself, you're going to naturally go to 10. I can see it. I can feel it. I just know that that's going to happen.
Well, I'm going to definitely have to replay this. So
Yes, yeah,
practice,
yeah. That's my the book I'm coming out with next year is 8 Ways to Happiness. As I was driving in today, I was doing research and I was listening to all of the Abraham Hicks videos on orgasms. They're great, by the way. They're free. And I realized that my follow-up book might be the 8 Ways to Orgasm. Because I just did the system here for the first time, and I think it will work. So I wish you all the fun and joy with that.
Thank you.
Yes, and as well, listeners, please do let me know if it works for you. If it doesn't, we'll have to meet and practice. So just kidding.
But I do think it's kismet that we're talking about this subject because it parallels my obstruction with the release, right? With the orgasm is also paralleling by release of the cancer too. So
there you go.
The tie, and also I was told by a shaman healer that I had to have an orgasm. She said a lot for my healing path.
So I'm happy to be of service in this little instructional session. But because it is hurting you. And by holding on to it, it is hurting you even more.
Right.
Yes? So repeat after me.
I am.
Look in my eyes.
I am.
I am worthy.
Worthy.
I am.
Wrapped.
In a warm blanket of worthiness.
In a warm blanket of worthiness.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Yeah. That's it. So say that. Look in the mirror every day.
Okay.
In the morning. Look into the eyes. Wendy says, when you look in the eyes, you see into your soul. You see into your past you. You see into your little you. You see into your bratty you. You see into you. And just repeat that every day.
I can do that.
Yeah. And then practice the other thing.
Yes.
Every day. Yeah. And just, every day keep trying. Practice makes perfect. Yes?
Yes.
All right.
Sounds fun to me.
Woo! Thank you so much, Kiyomi.
Thank you.
For sharing your inside. Yeah, and your healing journey. This is Kiyomi. Please do support her September the 2nd with her fundraiser. I'm calling it a fundraiser with a lot of art, Disney collectibles, Disney hopper tickets,
all kinds
her
of things.
own art. Let's see, we have featured artists: Alex Gray, Shepard Ferry, Shag, Jeff Gillette, Joel Nakamura, Matt Dangler, Daniel Rolnick, Vincent Matina, Rose, Steven Anderson, Ken Rusnick, Peter Lamb, Jason W.A. Tucker, Alex Starr, Little Annie Bandes, Robin Powell, Mark Ryden, Kiyomi, Mark Kostabi. And I said all of those because I wanted to thank you all for loving Kiyomi enough to donate your heart and your expression of your own creativity to her, because she is worthy, lovable, loving, and loved. Thank you so much. And I would like to give you a Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award because you were willing to come and share all parts of you.
Thank you.
Whoa, new applause. Wow, Tony. I'm not used to that one. That's a great new applause. But
fantastic.
You are.
Thank you so
I really
much.
would like to know how things are going, and I really would like you to let go of that stuff. Yeah, all of it.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. No. I'd like to.
I'm doing it.
Thank you.
I know
You
words
don't
are
try-
powerful.
Yes, you
It's-
don't
it's
try
a
to pick up a
practice.
pencil. You either pick it up or you don't.
Try is a bad word.
And I
guess.
think today is a very good day because you're publicly on the air going to drop it. Yes. Yes.
It is
beautiful.
done.
It is done, and so it is. And we are at the last part of our show. Welcome to the Balance Bar, where I invite you to balance with me in different events and activities that I get to play in the joyride of my life. And the first one is You can stop complaining now because round 75 is starting September the 1st. And I know you all miss my daily posts on how you can stop complaining. I cannot believe we are into our 75th month that started July 1st, 2011, after hearing the beautiful teacher Edwene Gaines at Agape talk about how we could reach spiritual transcendence if we stop complaining for 21 days. So I took it on, and now we have a beautiful app that was made by teenagers. Please do get that on both Google and the Apple App Store. Go on my YouTube. You can get the videos. Go on my Facebook. You can get the 52 card Pick Me at Stacking the Deck for Life Balance. You win a pack of those if you register at drmarissa.tv. Click the 21-day fast from complaining, and we can all do this together. I promise you, if you stop complaining for 21 days in a row, even if you're not able to do it perfectly, you will change the way you look at life. You'll attract more positive things into your life, and your partners will be really, really happy with you. I promise. Also, I have been, if you would like to join me, September 6th and 7th, I've been invited to cover a City Summit Business Acceleration event by my friend Ryan Long, who's also a past guest. He's the one who put the mic in front of me and let me put my mic in front of Halle Berry earlier this year. John Travolta, Quincy Jones. You can see those red carpet interviews on my YouTube as well. He's done it again. He's asked me to come and cover the 2-day workshop with speakers like the co-founder of Priceline.com, Jeff Hoffman, and the real Jerry Maguire sports agent, Lee Steinberg. So you can get your tickets at citysummit.org. And I've also been invited back to do a keynote, this time in Florida, for CEO Space International, #1 Forbes and Inc. must-attend business conference. Yes, I've been on faculty. I did my first session. Thank you so much for all the fabulous positive reviews that I got from that. Even the negative reviews were, we want her to speak longer. So you got your wish. I'm coming back to do the keynote with a talk called Jump Off That Hamster Wheel into Balanced Living. So if you'd like to sign up for that, go to welcome.ceospaceinternational.com/Dr. Marissa for special Asian Oprah giveaway rates to join. So if you're ready to come out of your entrepreneurial closet, come to that event. Finally, if any of today's show resonated with you and you'd like to be a caller on the air or work with me balancing on the beach, please find me at drmarissa.tv for a free coaching spot. Next week, I have a treat for you. We have I'm excited about this show because it's National Paralysis Month, and it's also Labor Day weekend. It's the Rewalk Robotics team. Catherine Vaughn, Christy Malonzo, and Derek Herrera will be live in studio to share a miracle device that helps individuals who have lost their ability to walk, to stand up, hug, and look at their loved ones in the eye, standing up again. I can't wait to have this show and to share. It is so wonderful that the ingenuity and the brilliance of mankind's brain can come up with these things. Congratulations to the Robotics Rewalk team for coming and sharing this amazing new device with us. So that's next week. So keep it tuned. 2, take my advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa Pay. That's P for positive EI. And remember, it is all about balance. Peace in and peace out.
To take away the part of me that wants to stay.